Ronald Reagan, the Space Shuttle Challenger Tragedy Address. Ladies and gentlemen, I plan to speak to you to report the State of the Union, but earlier events of today have led me to change those plans. Today is a day for mourning and remembering. Nancy and I are pained to the core by the tragedy of the Shuttle Challenger. We know we share this pain with the people of our country. Today is truly a national loss. 19 years ago, almost to the day, we lost 3 astronauts in a terrible accident on the ground. We've never lost an astronaut in flight. We've never seen a tragedy like this. And perhaps we've forgotten the courage it took for the crew of the shuttle. But they, the Challenger 7, were aware of the dangers, and they overcame them, and they did their jobs brilliantly. We mourn 7 heroes: Michael Smith, Dick Scobie, Judith Resnick, Ronald McNair, Ellison Onizuka, Gregory Jarvis, and Christy McAuliffe. We mourn their loss as a nation together. For the families of the 7, we cannot bear as you do the full impact of this tragedy, but we feel the loss and we're thinking of you very much. Your loved ones were daring and brave, and they had a special grace, that special spirit that says, "Give me the challenge and I'll meet it with joy." They had a hunger to explore and discover its truths. They wished to serve, and they did. They served all of us. We've grown used to the wonders in this century. It's hard to dazzle us, but for 25 years, the United States space program has done just that. We've grown used to the idea of space, and perhaps we forget we've only just begun. We're still pioneers. They, the Challenger 7, were pioneers. And I want to say something to the school children of America that were watching the live coverage of the shuttle's takeoff. I know it's hard to understand, but sometimes painful things like this happen. It's all part of the process of exploration and discovery. It's all part of the taking a chance and expanding man's horizons. The future doesn't belong to the faint-hearted. It belongs to the brave. The Challenger crew was pulling us into the future, and we'll continue to follow them. I've always had great faith and respect in our space program, and what happened today does nothing to diminish it. We don't hide our space program. We don't keep secrets, and we don't cover things up. We do it all up front in public. That's the way freedom is, and we wouldn't change it for a minute. We'll continue our quest in space. There will be more shuttles and more shuttle crews, and yes, more volunteers, more civilians, and more teachers in space. Nothing ends here. Our hopes and our journeys continue. I want to add, I wish I could talk to every man and woman that works for NASA or who worked on this mission to tell them your dedication and your professionalism have moved and impressed us for decades. And we know of your anguish. We share it. There's a coincidence today. 390 years ago, the great explorer, Sir Francis Drake, died aboard a ship off the coast of Panama. In his lifetime, the great frontiers were the oceans. And a historian said he lived by the sea, died on it, and was buried in it. Well, today, we can say the Challenger crew, the dedication was like Drake's, complete. The crew of the Space Shuttle Challenger, honored by the manner in which they lived their lives. We will never forget them, nor the last time we saw them, this morning, as they prepared for their journey and waved goodbye, slipped the surly bonds of earth to touch the face of God. Thank you.